There are bad words in this, so just keep in mind there's bad words. And if you don't want to see me saying bad words, if you don't want to see this guy saying bad words, just exit out right now, because I'm about to say a bad word. In 3, 2, 1, fuck. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette.
Sounds good. Alright, Taylor. So, tell me, in your opinion, what's the story about the Titanic, in your own words? Let's go. Let's get her done.
Well, the Titanic was a big ship.
Really?
Yeah, it was made in the early 1900s, late 1800s, around there.
Okay.
It was built by Thomas Andrews.
Was he a good guy?
Thomas Andrews was a great guy. You know, he liked his scotch. He liked his port. Liked his port side of the wine and everything. He loved to drink. He was a party animal by heart.
Drinking's good.
Exactly. So he built this big ship, and he's saying, I'm going to build the best fucking ship in the world. Really? I'm going to design that shit with my architectural prowess.
Is that what he told? Like
he said that. He said, that's a quote. I'm going to fucking build this ship, the best it's ever been made. And when I build it, no one or nothing is going to be able to fuck it up. And it's never going to sink. Well, the ship was built properly. Fucking Bruce J. Ismay funded it, and then a bunch of other fuckers built it. I think
that's the right name.
J. Bruce Ismay, B.J. Bruce May.
Bruce May?
Someone. His name is Bruce Ismay.
Whatever. It's a male.
He built it.
All right.
And he helped build it, and he had the construction workers build it, and they built it. And they said, you know what? Fuck it. We built this ship so goddamn well. We have all these little compartments.
Yeah.
So when we crash, if we crash, which we won't because we're fucking amazing, it'll never fill up with water because only one part of it will, and then we'll close it off, and the rest won't. And we're good.
True.
No matter what, we're good.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
So they said, ha ha ha, God, fuck you. We're never going to go down. And they built it. And they're like, yeah, it is. Just to spit you in the face, we're going to put 20 lifeboats on it. We're going to have like 10,000 people on this fucking boat. But 20 lifeboats should be enough. 20.
Okay.
2 times 10.
All right.
So 20 lifeboats. They're stretched out. They think, all right, we'll never need to use them. They're there for show. You know, it looks good to have those on the ship. It's just part of the ship that you see. Shit. No. It all ran on steam and shit. They don't need chimneys. Fuck that. They
could have whatever they wanted.
Whatever they wanted. They had a lot of money.
Money.
James Cameron helped out a bit.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
So they make the lifeboat. And they put it on the ship.
This is the process?
19 others, yeah.
Okay.
And then they say, all right, from England or wherever the fuck we are, and we're going to go to Ireland, then we're going to go to Canada, Halifax, and then we're going to go to New York.
Wow, that's quite the trip.
So everyone wants to be in.
Ireland, Halifax, back and forth?
New York.
Wow.
So everyone wants to be in on it.
Fuck.
They're down. And then so they all buy tickets. But actually, I got a little bit of a story to this.
Okay.
My great-great-great-great-granduncle.
Won his ticket.
Or great-great-granduncle. He bought a ticket.
He's a baller.
He went. He went to go to the ship.
Yeah.
And he got there fucking an hour late and saw the ship going the distance. He's like, fuck, I missed that ship, motherfucker.
Really?
He was pissed. He was like, shit, I missed that shit. He had the ticket in his hand, but he's like, fuck, I missed it.
And everything, yeah.
He survived, though, because of that.
Exactly.
And you'll find out why soon. So,
this is interesting.
They got a lot of good shit on there. They got a gym.
Yeah.
They got a band. The band's fucking sick. They play some bomb tunes.
Good tunes.
Even Thomas Andrews is just like, our band plays bomb tunes.
I'm gonna go to bed.
And then one day, while they're on the ship, they start eating food.
Don't even make.
And they're eating food, and there's a big shake, and the ship just goes. There's people having sex all over the ship. It was a sex ship. And that's where the saying, don't rock the boat comes from. True. Because it's the Titanic. Don't rock it, because otherwise it'll sink in it. You'll find out. It inevitably happens.
Just chug your beer.
I'm drinking it.
Faster. Do it.
Where was I?
Still cray.
There's a lot of sex on that Titanic.
There wasn't that much. There's a lot of old people.
A lot of old people, too.
I'll tell you a story about the old people. Invented at this time?
Some people say it was, but some people say it wasn't.
Was it blue?
It wasn't blue yet if it was invented, because they
Okay.
weren't big on... They had dyes, but they didn't put it into pills and shit.
Right.
They still used cocaine, though.
Oh, cool.
That was for, like, medicinal use.
Oh, really?
They had it in Coke Zero.
Never tried it.
Coke Zero was originally cocaine.
From what I hear.
And Coke Zero was originally Coke.
Coca-Cola.
And Coke was originally Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
I keep burping. I'm sorry. I gotta stop.
Disgusting.
Okay. So some people say it was a fucking Pharaoh's curse. There's a Pharaoh's curse on the ship. And the Pharaohs... Will Pharaoh? No, no, a Pharaoh. Like Tutankhamun and shit.
Oh, okay.
King Tut.
I don't know who the fuck Tutankhamun is.
And they had like the shit on their ship, curses and shit. But I don't believe in that shit. I believe in historical facts. And historical facts say that when the ship hit the iceberg, you gotta remember how big the iceberg was, because it was fucking massive underneath. And it cut the hull open. And the thing is because the ship had all these little...
The ship's like this.
Yeah, and it had all these little parts in it that kept it from flooding. But the little parts all got cut up, all along the side. So when they all got cut up, it filled up with water and they started to sink, and they're all worried. Another thing that happened was on the top deck of the Titanic, which is where the rich people hung out, they hit the iceberg and some ice broke off into like ball shapes. And they started kicking it around.
Balls are good.
And they invented a game, and that game is now called soccer. And soccer is also called football. His name's Eddie Smith, Edward Smith. I can't help how original it is. It might sound fucking boring, but it's his name. He was white-haired, he had a white beard, white mustache, a whole package.
Sounds like
white.
your typical rich man.
Yeah, but he was down to earth. He drove the ship. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, really?
He's driving that shit. And he's like, hey, I can drive this ship. It's an easy it drives itself. I'm going down with this fucking ship, so fuck you, iceberg. You can suck my cock.
I think actually that was an actual quote.
Did he actually say that?
I read that in an article once.
Should I beep it out when it happens?
No.
We should tell people.
Rob, this is an actual interview right now.
Rob, get in here for a second.
Jesus.
Rob, get in here!
This is legit.
Rob! It's crazy. Anyway, so Eddie Smith is driving it, and he swears by his ship, and everything's great. And then, after it got hit by the iceberg, it sprung a leak, and the water comes in.
And then what?
And all the water just piles up, and just everyone fucking starts sketching out because it's just going straight down.
Really?
The ship's just starting to sink.
Well, it already took a side swipe, right?
Exactly, and it's fucked up. It's gaining a lot of water. Then people are starting to think, all right, well, I'm not so sure about unsinkable. This fucker looks like it's going to go down. Their sister ship,
right? The
Lusitania. It's like a million miles away, and they're calling it on the radio. Oh, we need some help. We need some help. I think we need some help. But I don't know. We can't help you. We can't help you, says the Lusitania. Oh, we need some help. I can't help you. Titanic was huge. It was the biggest ship ever. But she was a hot, big ship. You know when you meet a fat girl and she's super hot and you're just like,
no,
I like that fat girl.
Know that.
More cushion for the pushing.
No.
Well, when you do, you'll know what I mean.
Okay.
And that's the Titanic. All the lifeboats are filling up because all these rich people come out and they're like, oh, fuck, we need to get on. And the people that work there are like, women and children first. Women and children first. We need those people first.
People are like, we paid so much
money. The rich people are like, we paid for insurance and shit. We should get off this. Some men would grab random children and be like, oh, I'm a father, like in the movie. It's a fucking dick move. Essentially, everyone tries to grab onto that shit. They locked the poor people in the hold. They just went down. They didn't know what was up. They were locked up. And then the band continues to play. The band's just playing their violins and their trombones and shit, and they're just jamming out. They're like, you know what? We're going to play as long as we fucking can because we don't give a fuck. We can't live without our instruments. Edward Smith is like, fuck, I'm going down with this shit. Thomas Andrews is like, fuck, I built this shit. Going down with this shit. He drowns. A lot of British people seem gay, and they all got away. A lot of them. But a lot of them died, which sucks. And when they were dead, they became ghosts. And the chef of the Titanic,
what do you do?
he stood on the end of that fucking ship that's going down. And he said, you know what? I'm going to get drunk. And he drank.
Fucking right. I would do that.
And then it went down. And as it went down through the water, he stepped right off the edge into the water. The suction didn't pull him down. You can look that up on Mythbusters. There's no undertow when a ship sinks. I don't know.
Right? Hey, Rob. What are you saying? It's Americano. Yeah, it's Italiano.
It's Americano.
Americano. But it's Italiano. They're Italians.
Alright, so the end of the story is that like 1,500 people
Moral
died.
story is
1,500 people died. So the moral of the story is,
it's a sad night.
if you say shit is not... I'm fucking trying to speak into this like it's a microphone.
Yeah, it is.
If you say shit
See this?
is not going to happen,
See that?
and it is going to happen, it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
So you can't say something's not going to happen.
Unbreakable. Moral of the story. You say it's not going to break. Everything breaks. Right?
Except
Except what?
there's some things that don't break.
No, everything breaks. Give it time.
My Xbox does not break.
Yeah, it does.
It kind of broke, but I overheated it and it works.
Yeah, well,
I fixed
still
it.
breaks.
Everything
breaks.
No, not everything.
Pretty much everything.
Diamonds don't break.
Diamonds don't break.
Diamonds.
It could break. If you
The moral of the story is
diamond.
the heart of the ocean, which fell off the Titanic at the end. It fell off the end of it.
Broke.
Yeah, it doesn't break. It doesn't break.
Ice is like the most solid.
Ice can break things, but
Yeah.
people can't. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
And this is
But
what we
takes
found out. I'm
Nice.
thinking about the Titanic, and I know a lot of shit about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you should listen to me.
I've been listening.
I know you have, man. And
Okay.
that's why you're my friend.
Yeah.
And that's why you're listening to me.
Great
and that's
story.
why everyone else here is going to listen to me.
Because this is true.